You're not gonna make it. No, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, but you can. Hey, welcome to the You're Not Gonna Make It podcast, where I discuss topics that make you feel like humanity is not gonna make it. You know, threats to your physical and mental health. I'm Kevin. The first topic we're gonna go on about today is notifications. You may have gotten a notification for this exact podcast. First of all, thanks if you followed it, but you should turn that shit off because it's not important. For those unaware of the story, The Boy Who Cried Wolf, it's about a little punk who keeps pranking the villagers saying that, oh, there's a wolf killing all the sheep. But everyone keeps finding out that it's a prank, and then they start ignoring him. So then when a wolf actually comes along, he's like, oh my God, there's a wolf eating the sheep. And they don't listen because he's a fucking prankster, and then he dies because he gets eaten by a wolf. That is what notifications are. Pretty much, by and large, that's what they are. They are little boys. This is sounding suspicious. They are little alerts telling you this is important, but it's usually not important. So what does this do? First of all, it tells you that you are free to ignore most notifications, because if most of them that say I'm important are not important, you're going to be thinking, okay, well, I got a notification, but I'm just going to ignore it. It's fine. It's probably not actually important. It's not good. If something notifies you, it should be something that you need to be notified about. So if you have a bunch of little idiots with megaphones outside your house, you're not going to be thinking, oh man, I'm going to pay attention. No, you're going to close the window at that point, right? Because they're not saying anything important. So that's one thing. Just the first issue is just the lessening of actual alerts. That's not good, because the point is, that you know about something and act on it, ideally, right? The other thing is these notifications are set up by rich people in Silicon Valley, usually. And I touched on this in the algorithms episode, but most notifications are just companies luring you back into the app so they can show you more ads so that they can sell you stuff or sell your information to someone else who wants to sell you stuff. Now, these notifications can apply to computers, phones, even just hardware agnostic services like email, for example. You don't need to be subscribed to all those newsletters. You do not need all those deal alerts. You don't. In fact, if you have an Android phone, I don't think iPhones can do this because they're phones for babies, but in Android phones, you can check the notification categories and you can see, oh, it's a message, an important message, promotion, blah, blah, blah. About half of those notifications are going to be things that don't actually apply to what you use the app for. They're just promos, things to remind you to give them more permissions, that kind of shit. They're not actually important. So when they have the same access to you as important things do, it's gonna waste your time. Like think about it. The communication you get from, I don't know, someone important is on the same level as a communication from Instacart or something like that. Like, you get a notification about Amazon Day, or Amazon Prime Day is coming up. On the phone, that is the same importance as a calendar alert to meet with a friend. You have a notification for $2 coupon for Uber Eats. Same importance as a text from your mom. And Google is sending you notifications saying, oh man, you went over here. Can you review this place that we tracked you at? Same, as crucial as, a voicemail from your grandparent or something like that. That's what you're basically saying when you have notifications on for everything. You ever seen people like that? They get a notification and they pick up their phone and they have Lyft to wake on their phone because they don't respect their time or attention. And you see 20 notifications on their phone screen and you're thinking, first of all, I know for a fact you're not going to deal with most of those notifications. And if that is the case, why do you have them on? Maybe you'll even see a notification from you trying to contact them before, but there's so many notifications. How can they possibly deem that as more important as the other thing that's above it and below it? How? Well, by being a notification Nazi like me. I very gladly purge notifications. Anytime I download a new application, which is not that common, and it asks me, hey, you want to allow notifications? No. By default, fucking no. You do not have that permission to molest me like that. Absolutely not. You do not have my consent. Then, if I actually do need something from the application, some kind of notification, I go into the notification categories and I click the ones that I actually need. Like if it's a messaging app, the message. And then for the most part, whatever crucial few notifications I need, I change it so that it's silent so I don't get a vibration or a sound. And you know what? It's been fucking great. I started doing this maybe a year ago and it's been incredible. And I highly recommend it to everyone, but most people don't want to do it. They keep allowing all notifications to just molest their eyes at all times and they think, "Oh, but it might be important. I might miss something." Those people need to rethink their lives. There's nothing that YouTube can send you as notification that will actually be important. And no, a new upload from Boobada Bobbity is not fucking important. You need to stop bullshitting yourself. Everyone knows, you and I both know deep down, the only truly important notifications are people trying to communicate with you and calendar type alerts. As in calls, text messages, emails maybe, and calendar events, task alerts. That's it. Anything else truly does not matter that much. It does not matter enough to make a sound and vibrate. Now, what am I saying? I'm not saying everything besides messages and calendars and phones need to be obliterated. I mean, that's helpful, but that's not exactly what I'm saying. I'm saying things that truly are either time sensitive or actually important. That's what matters. For example, Lyft or Uber, sure, have notifications, but make it so it's only regarding your current trip or a trip that you scheduled, something like that. Let's say you order from a food place, Grubhub, Instacart, whatever. Sure, you need to know when to actually meet the person in real life. That is important, yes. But if you're talking about, you know, Pinterest notifications about someone liking your shit, like, no, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. Take that shit off. At best, if something is important, kinda, but not urgent, you should set it as a silent notification so that you don't feel anything, you don't hear anything, but on the top of the notification bar, you see a little icon. That's it. You notice it when you get to the you notice it when you get to it. That's it. You don't have your attention ripped away from whatever you're doing, just so the phone can say, "Hey, you want to look at this shit so we can keep you captive, so we can sell you some ads?" No, you don't want to do that. I used to be that way before I changed my phone habits, as I said. My phone would vibrate, make a noise, whatever, for everything. So whatever I was doing, I would hear a bing, and then my attention would be shattered. I would go check. It would be nothing important. I'd be like, ugh, damn it. And I go back to what I was doing, but because I got my attention shattered, it would take me a bit to get back into it, and then another ding dong ding, and it's over, basically. Now, the only notifications I get are from messages, either text or WhatsApp, calls, and calendar events. That is it. Anything else that I need to know about, but not urgently, that gets assigned to a silent notification. As in, when I get to the phone, I will see it and I will know about it. But it's not important to ruin my concentration on whatever the hell I was doing. So what I recommend to you is, by default, like I said, just don't allow anything to send you notifications. Do not allow it. Do not. Be very, very protective of that, all right? Treat your time like your little virgin daughter. Do not let anyone get to it without really, 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 really being important, okay? And that's just for new apps. For the ones you already have, go through an audit. Legitimately, just go through what notifications you get. See, is this actually important? As in, if I saw this next week or never, would it matter? No, then just get rid of it. Then just set the things up that are, actually important or time sensitive, and then mark it appropriately as a notification that will actually notify you. And again, the urgency or time sensitivity is important. If it's not any of those things, just mark it as silent. If you need to see it at some point, that's fine. Just mark it as silent. I promise you're going to have a lot more free time, concentration, all this shit when you don't just get like, ding, oh, my concentration's fucked. I have to look at my phone because I might get a notification about a fucking newsletter email or something. Like, come on. Have more self-respect for your fucking time. If you don't respect your time and your brain, no one else is going to. Trust me, those guys over there with those big corporations in Silicon Valley, they do not care if you focus on your real important shit. They do not. They just want you to get back in that app, get your ass back in the app, look at the fucking ads. That's what they want, right? Don't give it to them. Fuck them. Now, moving on to the next topic. Apparently, something I saw in the news was interesting. This is the year of failed fitness resolutions. Now, I could have told you this. New Year's resolutions for fitness are just dog shit to begin with. I thought most people followed through with New Year's resolutions, but when I was a personal trainer, that illusion was shattered for me. I'm going to tell you something. So, when I was a personal trainer, I started in November. So when January was coming up, I was thinking, oh yeah, baby, January 1st, gonna get a buttload of people in here. Maybe get a bunch of new clients. Let's go. Great. I went there to the gym. It was a Monday, I think. Went there bright and early. Expected a bunch of people to come in more than usual. Dude, if anything, it was less crowded than usual. And I was baffled. I was thinking, what? No way. Everyone goes to the gym on January 1st. No way. Right? I stayed there the whole day because I was, first of all, desperate for clients. Secondly, I was in disbelief that people would not be showing up on New Year's Day. What the hell? They started coming in the afternoon after work as usual. So basically, there was no change. And what I realized is that if someone is lazy enough with their goals to not start until a specific calendar day, they're going to be lazy enough to not go in on Monday. They'll just show up on Tuesday. And that's kind of what happened on Tuesday. Tuesday was a bit more crowded. Monday, no. I mean, everyone was being drunk and dumb at home on Sunday. So they didn't come in Monday. Of course not. They waited this long to start. Why wouldn't they wait a little more, right? I mean, I kind of knew New Year's resolutions were highly dependent on the person, the individual person beforehand, but this kind of confirmed it. Just the average person is just they're not going to make it with their actual goal if they wait specifically for January 1st. It's just not going to happen. But apparently in the news, a bunch of gyms are experiencing huge declines in gym memberships and just gym spending in general, like buying the shit at the gyms, drinks and the protein bars and shit. According to this, Planet Fitness, one of the most popular gyms and one of the worst, experienced an 80% drop in spending from just 2 years prior. So what does this mean? This article I'm looking at wants to be a bit more optimistic and saying, hey, this trend might be indicative of people working out at home, working out outside instead of going to a gym. Trends are shifting. That's what they say. I think it's more people are just lazier than ever before. Now, I do agree. I do think there are absolutely people who got some equipment at home or they're working out outside maybe. I myself have gotten some adjustable dumbbells and adjustable kettlebell as well. I really recommend it too because if something happens with the gym, you can't go, you won't care. You have what you need at home. And it doesn't have to be perfect at home. Just get what you need. Really, all you need is a mat, couple of weights, preferably adjustable, maybe some bands or something, a foam roller. Honestly, you could even do well with half of what I said, but just the minimum is okay. It's better than nothing. You don't even need anything, actually. Just do fucking push-ups on the floor and jog or something. But yes, it is very possible people have gotten equipment at home. I myself have gotten a TRX suspension cable trainer. It's been awesome. Sometimes I see people online, they have amazing home gyms in their basement. I'm super jealous and happy for them. But I don't think that's the majority of people. I really do think the main cause of this decline was laziness, but I think it really relates to COVID. When gyms were closed during COVID, people just stopped. I myself went through great effort to not stop exercising, not break my schedule whatsoever. The things I did were different, of course, because I didn't have access to equipment, but the frequency and the effort I put in did not change. But a lot of people, they just stopped going to the gym because it was illegal, but they didn't do anything to make up for it. So when gyms opened up again, they were pretty empty. And I know because I was back there day one, and it was pretty empty. I think they even shut down gyms again a few months after they reopened them where I was. But regardless, people just they got into the habit of, you know, breaking the habit of exercise. They took COVID and the gym lockdowns, gym shutdowns as an excuse to, just not exercise because, hey, I can't. It's illegal. I'm just going to take it easy. It's fine. Now, if you eat the same stuff every day and you go to the gym, you have a decent baseline of what you're doing, right? Consistency is very good for figuring out a baseline. But if you make one change, if you make one single change, as in you eat the same stuff, but you change the activity drastically, then hey, you're probably going to gain some weight. Not a buttload very quickly, but you will gain some weight. Scientifically speaking, everything else is the same. You change one thing, there are going to be some different results. So I figure a lot of people after COVID shut down gyms, they just got very comfortable not exercising, and then they just got, I don't know, too fat, too embarrassed to go to the gym, or they just didn't care for it. They loved all the extra time they had, something like that. Because despite what you may see online, what you may hear from friends, whatever, the average American, the average person in general, by and large, is large. They don't exercise. I mean, you can exercise and still be fat, but my point is the average person is not healthy. They're not taking advantage of what they have available to them or what they can do. Even if gyms are closed, you can take a jog outside. Like I said, just do push-ups at home, do fucking planks if you can't even do that. Do air squats, just anything. You can do something. But just like those people who use COVID as an excuse to not exercise, a lot of people use New Year's resolutions as excuses to exercise. You shouldn't need an excuse to exercise. You just do it if you want to. You should want to, though. But yeah, some people treat it as, oh, it's January 1st. If I fell off my routine, which I probably did because I'm waiting for a calendar day to bring me back in, then this is when I reignite my fitness. How does that work? Well, by February or March, the gyms are back to normal. That's how that works. Every year, like clockwork. It is surprising, though, that Planet Fitness, the most entry-level gym, experienced an 80% drop in spending from 2 years. So I wonder if that's because people are going to better gyms or if they're just dropping off, because it's hard to say. Planet Fitness is like, I'm not going to knock you if you go because it's super cheap, because it's super cheap. Right, but they have this lunk alarm bullshit. You drop something, you shouldn't be dropping things anyway. If it's too heavy for you, don't fucking use it. But they don't have a power rack. They just have a Smith machine. Like, what the fuck? No, I can't do that. Even though I'm not in a barbell era right now, I can't do that. This limitation on power rack, nah, I can't do that. I don't support that. So no Planet Fitness. Not for me. But the thing is, you can't tell. The people who go there, they're usually newbies or something like that. So either the drop in spending could be from either they just gave up because they were never serious about fitness to begin with, or they moved on to a better gym. I don't know what it is, but people are apparently causing an exodus from Planet Fitness, and good for them, I think. I'm shitting on Planet Fitness a lot, but they do have a lot of really cool equipment. They have this weird philosophy where they don't want you to be great. And I'm not saying, oh, I should be able to drop things all the time. No. If you drop things, you weren't strong enough for the exercise to begin with. But it's like they don't want people to, you know, evolve from what they have available there. It's very odd. But yeah, how do you avoid being one of these people who has a failed New Year's resolution? Well, don't be a dumb pussy. I mean, excuse me, what I meant was don't follow the crowd. Okay, just because everyone's going to do something on this day, that means you're going to do it. That means you have to wait. It's December 2nd. Oh, I'm just going to wait till New Year's Day. That's exactly when people start getting fit. No, just do it now. And if circumstances prevent you from doing whatever until a certain time, just do it fucking January 5th, whatever. Like, just do it when you want to. Because if you truly want to accomplish this goal, you're going to find a way to make it happen. If your goal can be pushed and ignored, dismissed until a certain calendar day, then it's not really a goal worth doing. You should just take that goal off your list because it's not really important to you. If it is truly important to you, you will start that day or tomorrow. That's what people do with goals. They work towards them as soon as they can because the goal is important to achieve. If it's not important enough for you to do and you're going to wait 2 months to do it, just strike it off your list. It's not important. Fuck it. Basically, what I'm saying is if you have a goal, ignore the calendar. Start as soon as you're able to reasonably start. Simple as that. That's how you avoid getting sucked into this trap of failed resolutions. Just start when you want to. You want to start with a friend or whatever, say, hey man, I'm gonna start a bit earlier, get a head start. And if they're okay with it, then great, you started when you wanted to. And if they're not okay with it, maybe they're a shitty friend. The best case scenario would be they're like, hey man, that's actually pretty cool. Yeah, start now. Let's do it. That'd be great. Maybe you can encourage others by your dismissal of the calendar. But yeah, those people who wait, fitness or anything else, literally anything else, you want to wait till January 1st. If it's that arbitrary, I don't think you're going to make it with your goal. Anyways, that wraps it up. If you're a failed resolutioner who wants to bitch in the comments, go for it. You want to leave a review, go for it. You want some help with fitness stuff, check the stuff and links and whatnot in the description. Some helpful stuff there if I do say so myself. And I will see you next time. You're not gonna make it. No, you ain't gonna make it. You're not gonna make it.